Hello everyone, welcome to the first class of your second unit of the year. The entering understanding of this unit is designing solutions contribute to the protection of our community and planet. Are you ready to begin? Let's start. So, let me tell you that the product of your unit will be a persuasive text. What an amazing idea, right? But let me tell you first what a persuasive text is. And it is a non-fiction writing that aims to convince the reader of a certain point of view. And let me tell you some examples about the most common persuasive texts that you will see in your daily life. And these are the adverbs and the newspapers. And those are the perfect examples of persuasive texts. So, there are many techniques to write a persuasive text. But most of these texts include a central argument. It has evidence to support the point of view, and of course it has a conclusion, which is to summarize the text. You may ask, Ms. Ashlyn, what are the most important techniques to apply into a persuasive text? And there are four. The first of these is a rhetorical question. Then we have the rule of three. Then we have the explanation about what is the product about, and the last one, which is the emotional or personal experience, in order to create an emotional reaction from the reader or the audience. In the case of the rhetorical question, it is a question for the reader that gets them thinking about the topic even more, and they are great at hooking the reader's attention. In the case of the rule of three, it is a list of 3 things to help convince the reader. And of course, humans like to see patterns, and having a list of 3 creates them to think that the pattern is good. So the pattern in the writing will be the best option for you. We have the explanation about what the product is about. And in this part, we are going to use very specific information that is going to be very important and helpful for them to understand what your product is about and to prove that your product works. The last of it is the emotional personal experience, and this one is related to make a connection, to use language to express emotions, and using one's emotions can help create a reaction in the reader. Okay, now my dear students, you have 4 persuasive strategies to apply in your persuasive text. You already know what a persuasive text is, so you are more than ready to start writing your text. Now, remember that in the previous lessons, we have been deciding some solutions to attend to a specific problem in our society. So, based on that information, you are going to write your persuasive text. Let's begin. Okay, everybody, now let's move on to the second part of this video. And let's recap. We have seen what is a persuasive text. We have seen the 4 strategies to write a persuasive text, but do we know how to actually write it? So I am going to show you now the structure of our persuasive text. The teachers have been very, very careful about writing some of the questions, some of the guiding questions to help you going through this organization of your text. So, in your first slide, you're going to find the part for you to write your name. This is very important, so don't forget about it. Then, in the second slide, you will have some guiding questions about your product. So, for example, we have, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? You need to complete this information. Then we have, what is your target audience? What is the audience that you are trying to look for? Then we have, what are the characteristics of your product and why should people use your product? Remember that in this part, you're trying to convince the people to buy your invention, your innovation. So let's move on to the third slide, which is your persuasive paragraph number 1. And in this, you're going to find 3 parts. The first part is the attention getter, which is a surprise statement or question to get your reader interested. So you can divide this part 1 into 2 sentences. The first one is the sentence number 1, which is a rhetorical question. Then you're going to start with the second sentences or the third one with a short story to make a connection with your reader. You can start, I remember when, and then you can continue with the next experience. Then you're going to have your part number 2, which is your introduction. The author introduces themselves and why they are writing. And here you have 2 sentences. Sentence number 1, greeting, name and title. And then you have your sentence number 2, which is your mission. What is your mission? Why are you doing this? Then you have your part number 3, which is the problem. The author states the problem of the target audience. And here you have 2 more sentences. You have to state the problem, and then in the second sentence, you are going to tell who the product will help. Here you have to mention your audience, your target audience. Let's continue with the persuasive paragraph number 2, which starts with the part number 4, which is the solution. It says the author states the solution to the problem, their product, your innovation. Then we have 2 sentences. The name and description of your product, and then the second sentence is extra description, extra details to support your innovation. Then you have your part number 5, which are the advantages. The author uses the persuasive strategies to convince the audience to buy your product. And in this part number 5, you're going to use as much of the strategies of the persuasive text as you want. For example, in sentence number 1, you can use a fact and statistics. You can use your sentence number 2 to write the advantage related to that fact. Then in your third sentence, you can write your opinion. And in the fourth sentence, you can write the advantage related to that opinion. Last but not least, you're going to do your paragraph number 3, which starts with the part 6, which is attraction. It says, the author explains why they are the best person to create the product. You have to sell yourself. Then, to use some help, you have your sentence number 1, which is why you are good for the job. And the second one is the connection to your life. And you're going to finish your persuasive paragraph number 3. And with this, your whole paragraph. The part 7, call to action. The author requests an action from the audience. What the reader should do, how it will make them feel. And also you can use some of the strategies we've seen in the previous part of the video. So, my dear friend and my dear student, are you ready to start with your persuasive text? I am pretty sure you are. So, let's start, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact your teacher, okay? See you then!